Everyone on the naval base thought the single dad was just a quiet janitor, someone who mopped floors and kept to himself. No one knew the storms he'd survived, the medals he hid, or the secrets he carried to protect the son he loved more than life. But when the highest-ranking SEAL Admiral met him and jokingly asked, "And what's your rank, son?" the answer shattered the Admiral's smile and made him collapse to his knees. Because the janitor wasn't just anyone. He was a man the entire Navy believed was dead, and the only person ever to hold the title fleet commander in a covert unit that officially didn't exist. The floors of Westport Naval Base gleamed under the sunrise, each tile reflecting the soft orange light like a sheet of still water. Adam Hale pushed his mop down the long hallway, his movement steady, deliberate, almost military. Yet no one noticed. No one ever did. To the sailors rushing past, he was just Mr. Hale, the quiet single dad who worked nights, cleaned during the day, and rarely spoke unless spoken to. The young recruits whispered that he was strange. The older ones pitied him. A few who had tried to be friendly gave up when they realized he never shared anything about himself. But none of them knew the truth. None of them knew that 9 years ago, Adam commanded the most dangerous naval strike unit the U.S. ever created, a classified fleet so deep in the shadows that only 4 people knew it existed. None of them knew he had once carried the call sign, Spectre, the ghost who completed missions no one else dared touch. And none of them knew why he disappeared from the world after his wife died in a car crash, leaving him alone with his tiny newborn son, Liam. When she died, Adam walked away from everything, his rank, his identity, his medals. He buried the fleet commander, and became a janitor because rank meant nothing if he couldn't protect the one person who still needed him. He swept floors, but slept with nightmares. He mopped hallways, but carried scars you couldn't see. And he kept his head down, because disappearing was the only way to keep Liam safe. But fate has a way of dragging ghosts back into the light. That morning, as he cleaned the ceremonial hall for the Admiral's inspection, he heard a door swing open behind him. "Hey! Custodian!" a young lieutenant barked. "Move your bucket. Admiral Pierce is coming through." Adam nodded without looking up. He moved the bucket aside and continued working, until heavy footsteps echoed through the hall. Admiral Nathaniel Pierce, the legendary commander who oversaw every SEAL team on the East Coast, approached with a warm smile. Unlike most officers, he treated everyone with respect, even janitors. Well, Pierce laughed, eyeing the perfectly polished floors. "We should give you a medal for this shine." Adam gave a faint, polite smile. "Just doing my job, Admiral." Pierce chuckled and playfully nudged him with his elbow. "Tell me, son, if you were in the Navy, what rank would you want to be?" Adam froze. He didn't look up. He didn't speak. He simply whispered the truth he hadn't said in 9 years. "Fleet Commander." The bucket handle slipped from Pierce's hand and clattered onto the floor. His smile vanished. His face went white. His knees buckled. Because he knew that name. He knew that rank. He knew only one man in U.S. naval history had ever earned the title Fleet Commander. And that man had been declared killed in action. "Adam Hale?" the Admiral breathed. "Ghost of the 9th Fleet. You're alive?" Adam closed his eyes. He hadn't heard that name in nearly a decade. And now everything he tried to hide was coming back. Admiral Pierce stumbled back, gripping the wall. The young lieutenant beside him looked confused. "Sir? Who is he? What's wrong?" But Pierce couldn't speak. His chest tightened, not from fear, but from disbelief, gratitude, and overwhelming sorrow. "Leave us," he ordered shakily. The lieutenant rushed away. Silence filled the ceremonial hall. Adam stood perfectly still, mop in hand, like a soldier waiting to be judged. Pierce stepped closer, his voice trembling. "They said you died? Your ship went dark. No survivors." "My men died," Adam whispered. "I didn't deserve to return." Pierce swallowed hard. Then he grabbed Adam's shoulders with both hands. "You were the best leader the fleet ever had. What happened wasn't your fault. Adam looked away. You don't know everything. He told Pierce the truth he had buried for years. The ambush, the classified strike gone wrong, the order he had to make to save the world at the cost of his own team. How he returned home only to lose his wife days later. How he chose to raise his newborn son quietly, anonymously, far away from military life. Pierce listened, eyes wet. The man had commanded thousands, yet this story shattered him. You carried this alone for 9 years, the Admiral said softly. Adam, you shouldn't have. I had to, Adam replied. The world doesn't need Spectre anymore. It just needs me to be a father. But Pierce shook his head. The world needs men like you more than ever. Before Adam could respond, a base-wide alarm blared, echoing through every corridor. Security breach. Unauthorized vessel approaching the harbor. Pierce's expression changed. The calm, composed Admiral transformed into the warrior he truly was. He turned to Adam. Spectre. I need you. Adam's heart pounded. He looked at his mop, then at the flashing red lights, then at the exit that led to his son's daycare. He had walked away from the world. But the world had found him again. And inside him, the commander he had buried began to rise. Slowly, unavoidably, powerfully. Tell me what you need, Adam said at last. Pierce took a shaky breath. Your fleet is gone, but your mind isn't. Help me stop what's coming. Adam nodded. The Spectre had returned. And the storm he feared was just beginning.